This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Audible.com.
President Obama is out on the stump. He went to Texas, and he is going to fight for immigration reform. Well, in fact, let's watch. Here's the president.
There's already a growing coalition of leaders across America who don't always see eye to eye, but who are coming together on this issue. They see the harmful consequences of a broken immigration system for their businesses and for their communities, and they understand why we need to act. They're Democrats and Republicans. People like former Republican Senator Mel Martinez, former Bush administration Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff, leaders like Mayor Michael Bloomberg of New York, evangelical ministers like Leith Anderson and Bill Hybels, police chiefs from across the nation, educators, advocates, labor unions, chambers of commerce, small business owners, Fortune 500 CEOs. I mean, one CEO had this to say about reform. American ingenuity is a product of the openness and diversity of this society. Immigrants have made America great as the world leader in business, in science, higher education, and innovation. You know who that leader was? Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox News and is an immigrant himself. I don't know if you're familiar with Rupert Murdoch's views, but let's just say he doesn't have an Obama sticker on his car. But he agrees with me on this. So there's a consensus around fixing what's broken. And now we need Congress to catch up.
Yeah, nonsense. Now, why do I say nonsense? Is he right about all that? Sure. Did you hear any current Republicans on that list of so-called bipartisan people that he just listed that are in favor of immigration reform? No, you didn't. At least none that are in Congress, right? Because he doesn't have any Republican partners. They offered up the DREAM Act, which was the simplest thing. If you were brought here as a kid and you graduate from high school and are going to go to college, or you're joining the military, then you can get a pathway to citizenship. That got voted down, okay? So now, part of that you say, well, okay, the president tried with the DREAM Act and the Republicans voted it down. But you know, actually 5 Democrats voted against the DREAM Act, and if they hadn't, it would have passed. It had already passed the House, and it needed just 5 other votes in the Senate. In fact, they had a couple of Republicans that voted for it. But I'll tell you who they were. Baucus, Hagan, Nelson, Pryor, and Tester voted against it, and the Democrats, the conservative Democrats in the Senate, killed the DREAM Act. So all this consensus about immigration reform, where is it, right? And part of it is that the White House didn't fight nearly hard enough in the first 2 years when they had those overwhelming majorities. And now the president is on the campaign trail basically saying, oh, Latinos, I'm on your side. Absolutely. Just elect me one more time, and then I'll come back around and do this immigration reform with this so-called bipartisan support. It ain't true. Look, he says he's going to push for legislation now. Oh, come on. Here, let me explain to you why that ain't even close to true. They say the president is, quote, this is a senior administration official, is, quote, trying to lead a constructive and civil debate on the need to fix the broken immigration system. Translation, we're not going to do anything about it. Now, why? You would say, wait a minute, they said they were going to do something. They're having a civil debate about it. The second quote, more damning. Same official says, he's going to make the case that legislation is the root of reform. He wants to pass legislation as soon as possible, but he's not going to lay out any timelines. You know what that means? That means we're not going to pass any legislation. And right now the reporting is he has not reached out to Republicans or anyone else in the Congress to get anything done because it isn't real. They're not. And to be fair to them, they have no chance. With the Republicans now controlling the House, it is inconceivable that you would get immigration reform. But to pretend otherwise is both disingenuous and, second of all, is a guise to try to get your vote, okay? And look, do I think the Democrats are better at it than the Republicans? Of course, I told you that you have no chance because of the Republicans, right? But at the same time, do the Democrats string along Latinos going, oh, one more election, right around the corner, and then you'll be our top priority. And when, President Obama first got in, over 60 senators obviously in the Senate for the Democrats, they had the overwhelming control in the House. What happened? You didn't get it, right? Look, I told you this was going to happen. You guys remember? I said it's two things. One, as soon as the president hits the campaign trail, he's going to sound so much more progressive. And number two, he needs that Latino vote. So he's going to tell you, oh, I'm on your side. Oh, I'm trying so hard. Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean, we don't have a timeline, and I didn't actually propose anything in Congress, but I'm on the campaign trail telling you we need immigration reform. A lot of smokes and mirrors, man. Audible.com is the leading provider of audiobooks. They've got 75,000 different titles. A book I've always meant to read but didn't have time for is Guns, Germs, and Steel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to it through Audible.com. Actually, if you're a Young Turks listener, you get a free audiobook at audiblepodcast.com/TYT.